Hey everyone, welcome back to Hana's English Corner. I'm Hana, and this is your little moment to relax, smile, and learn some real English.
And I'm Ethan. Here, we don't chase perfect grammar. We focus on real life English, the kind you can use in everyday conversations.
Exactly. So grab your drink, get comfy, and let's learn together. One natural conversation at a time.
You ready?
Always. Let's begin today's episode.
So, Hannah, our topic today is Same Weekend, Different Vibes. I like that title.
Me too. It sounds like two people could live through the same weekend but feel completely different about it.
Exactly. Because weekend isn't just about what we do, it's about how we feel.
Right? And this weekend, I had what I'd call a city style weekend. Busy, colorful, full of people and noise, but also kind of fun.
Tell me about it. What did your Saturday look like?
Well, Saturday morning started the same way it always does, with coffee, of course. I met my friend at a small cafe downtown. It wasn't fancy, but it had this amazing smell of freshly baked croissants and roasted coffee beans. You know that smell that instantly wakes you up?
Oh, absolutely. Coffee and a good chat. That's a perfect start to the weekend.
Exactly. We sat by the window, watching people walk by couples, families, even a guy walking his dog with sunglasses on. We talked about everything work, travel plans, random things. Time just flew by.
That's a great phrase. Time flew by. It means time passed quickly, right?
Yes, it went by so fast. After that, I went shopping for a bit. Nothing serious, just some window shopping and trying on a few dresses. The city was a little crowded, but I kind of liked the energy.
So you could say the city was crowded but full of life.
Exactly. That's a good sentence. The city was crowded but full of life. You can use this kind of structure to describe your weekend naturally. Add one detail and one feeling.
Let's show that pattern again. You said, I went shopping downtown. It was crowded but fun.
Yes, that's right. Short, real, and complete. You're not just saying I went shopping, you're sharing how it felt.
That's an important point for our listeners. When you talk about your weekend in English, try to include how you felt. It makes your story sound more human and natural.
Totally. After shopping, I met another friend for lunch. We found this tiny noodle place hidden behind a bookstore. The food was simple but delicious, and the place had a cozy vibe, like a secret corner in the middle of all the city noise.
That sounds lovely. What did you do after lunch?
I actually took a walk along the river. The sky was so clear that day, and I just wanted to slow down for a bit. Breathe in the air, enjoy the view.
That's nice. You could say, I took a walk by the river to relax and clear my mind.
Yes, that's a great example. To clear my mind, it means to let go of all your thoughts and feel calm again.
Exactly.
By the time I got home, it was already evening. I ordered some takeout, watched a movie, and felt completely relaxed. It was one of those weekends where you do a lot, but it still feels easy.
That sounds like a perfect city weekend, full of small moments and good energy.
Yeah. So, if you want to describe your weekend like that in English, remember this simple pattern. I plus past verb plus detail plus feeling.
For example, I met my friends for coffee and it felt so refreshing after a long week.
Exactly. It's not about saying a lot. It's about saying it clearly and naturally.
So that was Hannah's weekend in the city, full of life and movement.
And now it's your turn, Ethan. I know you spent the weekend in the countryside, right?
Yes, very different from yours. Slow mornings, quiet air, no traffic at all.
All right, everyone. Get ready for a calm, peaceful change of scenery. Ethan's countryside weekend is coming up next.
So while you were out in the city surrounded by people and music, I was having a completely different kind of weekend. Quiet, slow, and full of fresh air.
I can already imagine it. Probably birds singing, sunlight coming through the trees. Am I close?
Exactly that. Saturday morning, I woke up later than usual, opened my window, and just stood there for a minute. The air felt fresh and everything was so still. No cars, no noise, just the sound of birds.
That sounds peaceful. I love mornings like that, when time feels slower and your mind finally rests.
Yes. I made myself a cup of coffee, sat by the window, and read a few chapters of a book I'd been meaning to finish for weeks. It felt good to slow down.
You could say, I spent my morning reading and recharging my batteries.
Exactly. That's one of my favorite phrases, recharge my batteries. It means to rest and get your energy back after a busy week.
Right. It's perfect for weekend stories. You can say, I stayed home and recharged my batteries. Or, I went for a walk to recharge after a long week.
Yes, that's what weekends are for. After reading, I went outside to do some gardening. Nothing big, just watering the plants, trimming a few leaves. It's funny how simple things like that can calm your mind.
I love that. So your morning was slow and mindful. What about the afternoon?
After lunch, I went for a walk near the lake. The sky was bright blue and the water was still. I could see my reflection, and it made me feel grounded and thankful.
That's beautiful, Ethan. You could describe it like this: I took a quiet walk by the lake. The view was peaceful and I felt grateful.
That's a perfect sentence, clear, calm, and full of feeling.
You know, your weekend and mine sound like complete opposites, but they both sound wonderful in their own way.
Yes, and that's the point. There's no right way to spend a weekend. Whether it's lively or quiet, each moment can teach you something about yourself.
And in English, every weekend story can sound beautiful if you just add those little details: what you did, where you were, and how you felt.
Exactly. So, everyone listening, think about your last weekend. Was it noisy like Hana's or quiet like mine? Either way, you can describe it in English using the same simple pattern. I plus past verb plus detail plus feeling.
That's right. Keep that structure in mind. We'll use it again in the next part when we talk about how to add emotions and small details to make your story sound real.
So, now that we've shared our weekends, let's take a closer look at how you can talk about yours in English, naturally and confidently.
Yes, there's one simple structure that works every time. It goes like this: it was plus adjective, I plus past verb, plus detail plus feeling.
Exactly. Let's try a few examples. It was relaxing. I stayed home and watched a funny movie with my family. Or it was exciting. I went hiking with friends and enjoyed the fresh air. See? Each sentence tells a small story. You know what happened, where it happened, and how it felt. Adding a feeling word is what makes your English sound natural because emotion connects your listener to your story.
Totally. So let's build a quick list of feeling words you can use when talking about your weekend. Ready? Here we go. Relaxing, peaceful, exciting, fun, busy but good, productive, happy, tired, refreshed. You can mix them too. For example, it was busy but fun, or it was simple but relaxing. These small contrasts make your English sound more alive.
Let's do a quick practice together. We'll say a sentence and you repeat it after us, okay? It was relaxing. I read a book and drank coffee by the window. It was fun. I met my friends at the mall and tried some new food. It was peaceful. I took a walk alone and listened to music.
Great job. Keep repeating sentences like these when you're walking, cooking, or cleaning. The more you say them out loud, the more natural they'll feel. Yes, remember, speaking is not just about knowing the words, it's about building a rhythm and confidence.
Exactly. And next, we'll show you how to connect your story with someone else's, just like our weekends, different but still connected. So, Hannah, listening to your story makes me realize how different our weekends were. And yet, both of them sound meaningful in their own way.
That's true. While you were enjoying the quiet air and reading by the lake, I was trying to cross a busy street downtown with a cup of coffee in my hand. Totally different vibes.
That's a perfect contrast sentence right there. While you were doing one thing, I was doing another. You can use this structure to connect two experiences.
Exactly. Let's give our listeners a few examples. While I was watching a movie at home, my friend was hiking in the mountains. Or while I was relaxing, you were cleaning your house. These sentences are great because they show contrast. Two different actions happening at the same time. It makes your story more dynamic.
And we can also use, on the other hand, when comparing. For example, my weekend was full of people. On the other hand, Ethan's weekend was peaceful and quiet.
Right. And one more phrase you can try is both dot dot and. For example, both weekends were different and both helped us feel refreshed. I love that. It reminds me that the meaning of a weekend isn't about where you go, it's about how you feel when it's over.
Exactly. Whether it's full of noise or full of silence, a weekend gives you a chance to breathe and reset.
So when you tell your weekend story in English, don't just describe the activities. Show the contrast, show the feeling, and show what it meant to you. All right, friends, now it's your turn to build your own weekend story in English. Don't worry, we'll do it step by step, together.
Here's the idea: one short story about 1 minute long. Simple, clear, and natural.
Let's start with Friday evening, that moment when the work week finally ends. On Friday night, I met my friends for dinner and laughed for hours.
Nice, you see? Just one sentence already paints a picture.
Now, Saturday morning, maybe you wanted to relax a bit. Repeat after me. On Saturday morning, I slept in and enjoyed a slow breakfast with coffee.
Perfect. Let's add something for Saturday afternoon. In the afternoon, I went shopping and found a nice surprise. My favorite cafe had a live band.
That sounds fun. Okay, now Sunday, the peaceful ending to the weekend. On Sunday, I stayed home, cleaned my room, and prepared for the week ahead.
Good job, everyone. Now let's say the whole thing together, slowly. On Friday night, I met my friends for dinner.
On Saturday morning, I slept in and had coffee.
In the afternoon, I went shopping and listened to live music.
On Sunday, I stayed home and got ready for the week.
Beautiful. That's your 60-second weekend story. Simple, real, and completely yours.
Keep practicing it until it feels natural. Then change a few details to make it truly your own.
Exactly. You'll be surprised how quickly your confidence grows when you tell small stories like this every week. You know, Hana, the more we talk about weekends, the more I realize that it's not really about the activities. It's about how those moments make us feel.
I completely agree. Some weekends are exciting and full of plans, others are quiet and slow. But both can be meaningful if you take a moment to notice them.
Exactly. When you talk about your weekend in English, you're not just practicing language. You're learning to express small parts of your life: your laughter, your calm, your joy.
That's so true. English becomes easier when you connect it to real life. You don't have to memorize long sentences or big words. Just describe what really happened and how it made you feel.
Yes, even something simple like, I cooked dinner and felt proud, or I walked in the park and felt peaceful. Those sentences are powerful because they come from real experiences.
And that's what we want everyone listening to remember. Don't just live your weekend, express it. Talk about it, write about it, or even record yourself speaking about it in English.
Because the more you express your life in English, the more natural it becomes. It's not just practice, it's your story, told in a new language.
Exactly. You're not learning English to sound perfect. You're learning to sound like you.
And that's it for today's episode. Remember, your weekend doesn't have to be exciting to be meaningful.
Exactly. Whether you spent it outdoors with friends or quietly at home, there's always a story worth sharing in English.
If you enjoyed this episode, follow Hana's English Corner and share it with a friend who's also learning English.
And tell us, how was your weekend? Write it in the comments or say it out loud right now. Every word you speak brings you closer to confidence.
Keep learning, keep smiling.
And keep speaking from the heart.
See you next time.